Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing once again the leaked Ninjago Season 16 teaser or intro, whatever you want to call it. If you have not been keeping up with Ninjago news as of late, essentially the intro for Season 16 got leaked online a little bit early a few days ago, and we as Ninjago fans saw it pretty early before it was taken down because it was not supposed to be up just yet. It was an early release, an early leak that was not supposed to happen. But regardless, Ninjago fans saw it, and there is a lot to talk about regarding this 30-second leaked intro for Season 16. In today's video, I want to get into some interesting fan reactions, and in the case of this video right here, this topic, fan backlash regarding the new Season 16 teaser, or again, the leaked intro for the summer season of Ninjago 2022. Before we begin though, I must give you guys a quick disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to show any images from the teaser or the leaked intro in today's video, because obviously it was a leak, it was up way too early, and as such, I'm not going to be risking my channel and showing you guys the images, but I will leave a link down below in the description where you can find the pictures for yourself. But yeah, no footage or screenshots from the intro in today's video. Apologies about that, but it's just for my own safety. You guys understand. And going back to the main topic of today's video, fan backlash. Ninjago fans, or at least some Ninjago fans, a very small minority of Ninjago fans, thank goodness, are actually quite upset by this new Season 16 intro because of the character of Kai. Now, in the intro, Kai himself just kind of stands around in the background. There's not really much that he's actually doing. The intro doesn't really focus on him all that much, and that's not why people are upset. People are upset because Kai in this intro does not show that much emotion or that much grief regarding Nia's sacrifice that happened towards the end of Ninjago Seabound. And I guess in a way that is kind of true. I mean, if you take a look at the teaser itself, if you go through it beat by beat and highlight all the parts with Kai, he doesn't appear to be, I guess, falling over in distress. He doesn't appear to be crying very much. We can pretty much tell just by looking at him, even though the actual teaser itself is in horrendous visual quality, we still get an idea of what's going on, and it is true, Kai does not show very much emotion or grief towards Nia's sacrifice in this teaser. But ultimately, who cares? I understand why people are upset, but some people are legitimately mad over this, and I really have no idea why. I get it, I can see where you're coming from, but in my opinion, there's really no reason to be upset by this whole Kai doesn't show grief debacle, because he totally will in Season 16, let's be real. We did see grief in the teaser or the intro from Jay specifically, because Jay has his beard now, he's all decrepit and I guess emotionally distraught. We can pretty much tell just from his appearance alone. Kai, on the other hand, doesn't have that going on, so I guess people made the connection, hey, maybe Kai just doesn't show grief in Season 16, which again, that's not going to happen. There's really no realistic way to determine that Kai's lack of grief is legitimate. He totally will show grief in Season 16 in some way, and I have a couple of reasons as to why. Firstly, the intro is literally only 30 seconds long, might be even shorter than that. It's very hard to judge the feel or the tone of the season based on the intro that we see for each respective Ninjago story, especially in the case of the Wild Brain intros, which are pretty much the same, maybe with some variation in visuals and music, but essentially you get a recap of the entire last episode, and that's about it. You can't really determine the tone of a season based on the actual intro itself. And you especially can't determine the tone of characters either. As mentioned, Kai appears very briefly in the Season 16 intro, only showing up a handful of times, and like I said, he's not the main focus of this intro itself. I'd argue that is very much Jay's job. With Kai, you can't really tell what he's doing, he's just kind of standing in the background, but we can make a determination of how he's feeling based on his outfit. But you can't determine that he's not going to be showing grief in Season 16 based off of 20 to 30 seconds of random footage that doesn't provide anything for the tone of Season 16. Secondly, as I mentioned, Kai's outfit is a big clue as to how he's feeling. Kai's outfit in the intro for Season 16 appears to be based on his red Shogun attire. It kind of seems like a combination between his epic battle outfit and perhaps his Ninjago core outfit. Kind of difficult to determine what exactly this outfit is for Kai, but like I said, it does very much look like the red Shogun, which if you guys remember during Season 4, after Zane's sacrifice during Season 3, Kai decided to take up the mantle of the Red Shogun, and participated in pretty illegal underground fights in order to, I guess, cope with Zane's loss. If Kai truly is the Red Shogun here, and he's making a big comeback as that character, or that role, yeah, he totally is fighting underground battles again. He's totally turning to underground illegal fights as a way to cope with Nia's sacrifice. If anything, it might be worse this time, considering how he's closer to Nia than he is with Zane. Nia, being Kai's Kai's younger sister, when she sacrificed herself, I imagine Kai got hit pretty hard from that. And we know very well that Kai and Jay are different characters, so even though Jay might be expressing grief in some way, Kai is very much not like that, and instead Kai might turn to violence. I've already discussed in the past the idea of vigilante Kai. Of course, after Nia's sacrifice, Kai might turn to violence, but if he's not going to be vigilante Kai like I predicted, I can totally see the Red Shogun being that catalyst for Kai coping with Nia's loss. Every ninja will have their own coping mechanisms to loss, and Kai's very well could be partaking in underground fights as the Red Shogun. So I do think there's a hint for Kai showing grief in the intro itself. Even though it's not in his facial expression, he definitely shows it through his outfit, if that outfit is in fact the Red Shogun making a comeback. And lastly here for my last point, it's just not realistic that Kai won't show any type of grief. Like I said earlier, Jay's reaction and Kai's reaction are going to be very different to Nia's sacrifice. Jay might feel more sad, more depressed, as we see in the intro itself. He does look sad and depressed. Kai, on the other hand, again, will probably be a little bit more violent or spontaneous with his emotions and his feelings. Thus, he would turn to underground fights as the Red Shogun as a way to cope with Nia's loss, as I said earlier. I feel like the intro doesn't really scratch the surface of Kai's grief in season 16. Kai being Nia's older brother, naturally he's got to feel some type of loss or sadness over his sister's sacrifice, especially because of Kai's promises to Nia early on in the series, how he'll always protect her, how he's always there for her. During Seabound's finale, Kai couldn't really do that. It was pretty much up to Nia to defeat Wajira, and as such, maybe Kai is feeling some type of loss or guilt or grief over that scenario. Either way, Nia's loss totally hit Kai hard, and even though the intro doesn't really show it, I don't think we can go ahead and determine Kai's entire personality and his entire arc during season 16 based entirely off of 30 seconds of an intro that doesn't really have any dialogue, any showcases of Kai's emotions. Kai just appears in the background here and there, and that's just not enough to determine what his character is going to be doing in season 16. So bottom line, there's no reason to be upset about Kai not showing grief in season 16, quote unquote, not showing grief. He totally will, let's be real here. Kai is definitely going to be showing some type of loss or signs of grief and guilt in season 16. I just think the intro doesn't really touch on that, and instead decides to showcase Jay's more explicitly. And I feel like once season 16 actually comes out, we will get the full-on depressed Kai arc. How that will look in comparison to Jay's arc, we just have to wait and see. So thank you so much for watching today's video, you guys. That'll pretty much wrap it up from my thoughts here today. Just a quick video breaking down my thoughts on the Ninjago fan backlash regarding Kai not showing any grief in the season 16 intro. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and as always, check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Once again, you guys, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.